Hello, I'm Julie Lunning, President of the St. Cloud Area Chamber of Commerce, and today I have the opportunity to talk with you about Tanya Gearing, the outgoing board chair for the St. Cloud Area Chamber of Commerce. Working with Tanya was an absolute pleasure. I've had the opportunity to know Tanya for many years, but being able to work with her in this capacity was such a great experience. She's an incredible leader. She's kind, she's thoughtful, and she really understands the mission and vision of the Chamber of Commerce. So being able to work with her and her direction on the board of directors, we were able to have a really successful and fruitful year. Tanya brings just a different lens to everything. She's so smart and she understands the chamber so well because she's been so engaged in it over the years that sometimes when we would take a topic and take it one way, Tanya was always good at looking at the other way. She really made us think fully about the things that we were taking action on, but she did it with such grace and understanding and making sure that she involved everyone. But at the end of the day, she was able to get a lot of work done, and we were very successful on the board. The one word I have for Tanya is inspiring. She inspires me every day to treat people with kindness, to work harder, not be afraid of the goals, and to really make a difference.
Hi, I am Tanya Gearing with Celebrate Minnesota, and I'm here today to talk about outgoing board member Kevin Johnson of K. Johnson Construction. My experience working with Kevin on the chamber board over the years has probably been one of my favorite highlights of my tenure on the board. Kevin is a very passionate, dedicated, and talented leader in our community. He brings to the board a lot of diverse business experience, especially his entrepreneurial experience, his constant desire to improve the economic condition of the central Minnesota region, specifically with his work on the east side of St. Cloud, developing new businesses, and creating jobs. He just brings a wealth of experience to the board and to the chamber at large that has allowed us to enhance our programming, develop policies and procedures that are very, very effective to our members. I would say my highlights of working with Kevin over the years, I go back to the time we spent together on the Government Affairs Committee and our trips to Washington, D.C. Kevin is not only very smart and dedicated and just a joy to be around, but he's become a very, very good friend. And when we've done these trips to Washington, D.C., he's extraordinarily impactful. He brings to the table his years of experience and can really relate to that small to mid-sized business owner, which is such a benefit to our chamber members. And he's a very passionate advocate. If I can think of one word, it's really, really hard for me to think of one word to describe Kevin because a number of them come to mind. But one of the first words that popped into my mind is tenacious, and tenacious in a good way. I think any entrepreneur that's going to be successful in our community has to have a tenacity about them, and Kevin certainly embodies that.
Hi, everyone. Leave it to me to do things a little differently than the rest of the group. I missed the initial recording, unfortunately, and I am very thankful for having the opportunity to still talk about a pretty great guy. I'm Jenna Binsfeld, and I'm here today to talk about an outgoing chair of the Chair Development Committee and an outgoing member on the Board of Directors, Patrick Hollerman with IntelliConnect. My experience in working with Patrick on this committee is one that I am truly grateful for. If you know Patrick, you know what I'm talking about, that he truly is one of the best. His commitment to the chamber and his commitment to the leaders is admirable. He always showed up with a smile, ready to work, and throw zingers when you didn't expect it to help keep you on your toes. Some of the highlights of working with Patrick were the different lessons and tools that he brought to the committee. He was committed to making the members engaged and walk away with something tangible to use. Each meeting brought something different for the chairs and vice chairs to use to enhance their committees in so many different ways. Patrick was instrumental in helping pave the way for us going into this year and helping build the success of the Chair Development Committee going forward. If I had to pick one word, which is kind of hard to do with Patrick, I would use passionate. He does not take his roles lightly, and you can feel the passion he has for the work he does when you talk with him, and you see it in his work. I am truly grateful for the opportunity to work alongside him this past year. Thank you, Patrick, for everything you've done.
I'm Kevin Johnson with K. Johnson Construction, and I'm here to talk today about Ron Brandenburg, a past member of the board with Quinlivan and Hughes. So my experience working with Ron, we both came on the board about the same time. I was 2017, he was 2018, so I would say we call ourselves seasoned veterans. During 2020, he was board chair, and of course, everybody knows what happened that year. So I like to, I could relate that to one of my favorite business quotes is, anyone can sail a ship in calm seas, but a true test of man's ability is when the seas get rough. And to see Ron navigate through COVID, when everybody had lots of questions with the direction of where the chamber was heading, even in their own business. But Ron got through all that, navigating Zoom. Nobody knew what Zoom was. Setting some new policies for the membership that we had to get through was quite inspirational and impressive to watch him do that. Some of his accomplishments, I guess the major accomplishment is, not only getting through COVID in 2020, but right after that, he was still on the exec board yet, past chair, but we had a huge transition during the chamber. The three top staff members all retired. And Ron was in charge or on that board at the time to help try and find leaders in the communities, so in the chamber communities. So the one word to describe Ron, boy, that's really tough. Again, with his abilities through COVID and leading through the huge transition we had at the chamber, I'd say the one word I could say is leader. He fit that role impressively.
Hey, I'm Rachel Thompson with Visit Greater St. Cloud. I'm here to talk about the Visit Greater St. Cloud Advisory Board Chair, Christina Buttonhoff with Mickle Granite. My experience working with Christina, she really is just a beacon of light, as well as that guiding support and enthusiasm, and at times that reminder that perhaps we can do what we do really, really well, and we don't have to try to do it all. Some of the highlights working with Christina, I would say, she really understands the travel and tourism industry. She's been a part of it for a really long time herself. And so being able to help support Visit Greater St. Cloud and the work that we're doing in promotion of the area in economic development and tourism, which we say is the most fun way possible. She is an advocate through and through, and it's been so exciting to see her work as advisory board chair come through in different marketing efforts, strategies, and promotions for the region. Some of the accomplishments that we've been able to do underneath Christina's board leadership really is executing that strategy, that placement of new innovative ideas. She is that beacon saying, go get it, go try it, let's see if it works. If not, you know what, we'll pivot. One word to describe Christina. There's a lot of words that come to mind right away. And so I will stay with one word, and that would be innovator. She is absolutely innovative. She is pushing that needle forward. And so one word, innovator.
I'm Julie Lunning, president of the St. Cloud Area Chamber of Commerce, and today I have the opportunity to talk with you about Bob Johnson, past chair of the St. Cloud Downtown Alliance. I've had the opportunity to know Bob Johnson for many years in a variety of different capacities that he worked, and I was always inspired with his leadership style and the things that he was able to accomplish. When the St. Cloud Area Chamber of Commerce took on the responsibility of helping to create a new division, the St. Cloud Downtown Alliance, we needed somebody to lead that effort. And Bob Johnson was the first person that came to mind, not just for me, but for a variety of other people that were involved in this process. Bob really brought new energy to downtown, new focus, new collaborations, new strategies, We're going to have a better downtown because of his leadership and the way that he was able to set up the Downtown Alliance. It's kind of sad to see him step away as chair because he was able to make a lot of headway in a short amount of time. But we need to be respectful of his retirement and let Bob enjoy his time and let some new leadership take over. But I am so grateful for the impact that Bob Johnson made in creating the Downtown Alliance. Oh, there are so many words, but bringing it down to one is visionary. He can really see the big picture. And that's one thing that he did with the Downtown Alliance as he kind of led the way of that organization.
Hi, I'm Rachel Thompson with Visit Greater St. Cloud, and I'm here to talk to you about Katie Copa, the Downtown Alliance Event Planning Committee Chair. My experience working with Katie Copa is bright and light and energetic. Some of the highlights working with Katie Copa is, she makes things happen. And so when we take a look at re-energizing events, things like the Bloody Mary crawl and the art crawl, I would have to say the events themselves and the way that she's able to move people and events forward in that movement of excitement is definitely a highlight that Katie brings. Some of the accomplishments that the Downtown Alliance Events Committee has had in the last year, the Downtown Alliance is fairly new to the umbrella of the chamber. And so from a structural standpoint, Katie has really helped navigate some of that while the board is still putting in place some structural things, while the events committee is still navigating what it is that they want to hone in on. Katie has been that person and that light to be able to say, hey, you know what? Our end of the day goal is movement forward in downtown, and by golly, that's what we're gonna do. One word to describe Katie. If this interview was flipped, I know exactly which word she'd say for me, which we can't say on air. But for her, I would say firecracker. She is small and mighty and absolute dynamite, so firecracker.
Hello everyone, I am Jeremy Salzburn from H&S Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing. I'm here to talk about the lovely Michelle Henderson from Bad Cat Digital, outgoing chair, and on the Downtown Alliance. My experience working with Michelle has been nothing but lovely and heavenly. She is an amazing human being, beyond talented. Her writing skills are to die for, and she's just an amazing, heartful human being. I would say our biggest accomplishment at the FLC under Michelle's lead was attendance. Post-COVID, going over, how we can grow, how we can be better, how we can get back to regular attendance or even amplified regular attendance has been an absolute joy. Like, people are having so much fun. One word to describe Michelle would be talented.
Hi, I'm Paula Capes with Falcon National Bank, and I'm here today to talk about the outgoing chair of the Business Development Committee, Doug Cook from Headwaters Strategic Succession Consulting. My experience working with Doug is that I feel that I am his yin to his yang, because Doug is a very quiet, patient person, and I bring the other side to our committee. Doug is a very patient individual that is very open to new ideas and continuously eager to involve others. Our accomplishments that we were able to perform were the DEI Summit. As I mentioned, this will be the second year, and also the rules and regulations and the policies and laws that we were able to work with the Government Affairs Committee on. I would say humble. He is a great leader. He is a leader that can be silent at times and let others take the spotlight at times, and not always be the one that has to be the one leading and taking that spotlight in general.
I'm Alan Brinkman from Forever Young 2, and I'm here today to talk about my farm show co-host, co-chair, Travis Tice, with Dick Nuisance Animal Control. Travis was an absolute gem to work with. We took on the farm show at the last minute in the 11th hour in November after a chamber meeting where where Laura was looking for someone. And we looked at each other and said, "You want to give this a go?" And we both said yes, and we took off from there. Neither of us knew what we were doing, being a co-chair of a committee like this, and knowing that it was one of the larger fundraisers for the chair, for the Chamber of Commerce, it was a heck of a challenge. I think the greatest thing is we came in, sat down and said, what needs to be done? Being able to get people energized, remotivated, was kind of fun, was a big challenge, but we got it done. I think putting energy back in was number one, the biggest accomplishment. Everybody felt like their tires were flat. We had to put a little air in their tires and pump them up. More so, getting them to reach out to people and talk to them and not make assumptions. Businesses have changed, people have changed, contacts have changed, and we had to make it a fun thing to do. And nobody likes cold calling, but yet when you do it right, people respond back and you get positive responses. I would say Travis is, we use the word energetic, kind of like the Tasmanian devil, but he's very energetic, which is really cool because people draw off that. And when we traveled and did things, people can relate to him, and it made it fun. It really made it fun. And I look forward to another year of being a co-chair with him for this next year's farm show.
Hi, Travis Tice from Dick's Nuisance Animal Control. I'm here to talk today about my farm show co-chair, Al Brinkman from Forever Young 2. Experience working with Alan, it was fun. We had a great time. You know, what's not to like? He's a type A with a can-do attitude, very positive. We went driving around central Minnesota, going out to eat and stuff, just meeting and greeting people. Yeah, we had a lot of fun, and that was a real big benefit. I was a little nervous about taking over a chair role for the first time, but he really made it really easy and really fun to work with. You know, the accomplishments we've had in the last year, we did great. We sold out the farm show this year, which is first time. We got more booths. I think we got more people energized and excited about the farm show again. And that's a big appraisal for Al and everything like that, because, you know, like I said, he brings a positive attitude, and people, I think, really, they kind of, you know, they draw to that. And I think that really helped us get a better crowd this year. You know, like I said, some of the highlights working with Al is, you know, like I said, he's just got the can-do attitude. There's nothing negative. It's like, hey, we got a problem, we'll fix it. It just makes life easy. You know, we don't need negativity. You know, everything's positive. We're here for a reason to help out. And, you know, that was one of the best things about working with Al, you know, is just his positivity and the attitude. One word to describe Al: fun. He's just fun to work with. I enjoyed it. Like I said, our trips, walking around the farm show, doing stuff, it was just a lot of fun.
Hi everybody, I'm Rachel Sogi with Icon Graphics. I am here to honor our outgoing chair for Chamber Connectors, Debbie Clausen with Thrivent Financial. In my experience in working with Debbie, she's been involved in so many things. So in taking on a role with Chamber Connectors, which is a brand new group, a brand new committee, working with Antoinette, it was inspirational to watch her sit with us and help everybody figure out bylaws for a brand new committee, take a look at what new agendas were gonna look like, and set overall goals for us. So very inspirational. She had done a lot of work, and starting a new committee is not easy. Some of the highlights in working with Debbie are her leadership skills. She does a wonderful job of being all-inclusive with everybody, and of course, Absolutely entertaining, comical, and witty. It was really neat because in working through trying to figure out some of our new membership things, Debbie pioneered new student membership, and we also worked together on developing a new individual membership. So now we've opened up a few new avenues, not only for revenue, but to include others from our community and students and upcoming professionals. So that was really, really neat to see. I land on dedicated because of the amount of time and effort when we know these are all volunteer positions that Debbie puts into our chamber in so many different ways. So absolutely dedicated.
Hi, I'm Mary Hagan with West Central Technology, and I'm here to talk about our outgoing Chamber Open Chair, Brittany Goebel from North Creative Co. My experience working with Brittany was she was very warm and inviting. She had a lot of energy that she helped, I think, encourage membership as far as our group, action within the group. I think she did a really good job of just getting us all engaged. Some of the highlights of working with Brittany is Brittany is brilliant. She had a good grasp of the task at hand and knew how to help motivate us all to get things done. Some of the accomplishments our committee had with Brittany as our leader, she really helped us become the second leading fundraiser for the chamber. And that's all attributed to having the full golfer roster, having all of the sponsorships full. One word to describe Brittany, I like the word brilliant, not just because it rhymes with Brittany or starts with BR like Brittany. I just think that she has good ideas and knows how to articulate them so that we as a committee are excited about those ideas and helping them come to fruition.
I'm Jason Bernick with Bernix, and I'm here to talk about Steve Gottwald as chair of the Government Affairs Committee with the Chamber, and he's with Steve Gottwald Consulting. Steve has been a wealth of knowledge and experience that I've relied on for actually years, and I'm really pleased to see him as chair of the Chamber Government Affairs. So I think he's been ideal for the membership of the chamber. I really like how Steve engages the chamber members and shares his experience and knowledge with the issues. He's very knowledgeable about what the issues are. He's really knowledgeable about what the legislation that's going through the legislature, and he shares that with the membership and really is helpful in getting them to understand so that they can defend their business in the legislature. You know, I really think that the biggest accomplishment we can have is to have engaged members with the legislature, where the membership has a relationship with members where they can approach the member, and the legislator will know who they are, and they will be able to respond either with agreement or disagreement. In either case, that is an accomplishment, that is a success when the members engage the legislature one-on-one, and that is really the most valuable piece that the chamber can really bring to them.
How does my hair look? Look okay? Hi, I'm Lance Bartle. I'm with Batteries Plus. I am going to be talking about Sarah Putnam with the leadership program. She works at Colburn's Inc. My experience with the committee chair, Sarah, we had a great time actually. She is very devoted to this program and organized. She actually has a list, I think, for the list. So she kept us focused and on cue, and we just had a great time. We had a great time building up this whole group and creating a fun experience for the whole team. The highlights working with Sarah, and it shows just because she's been a huge part of Colburn's and the way she's evolved through her work ethic, kind of showed through this program and the leadership program, because she just brought the whole piece together. She got the committee to laugh, and she always had, if there wasn't a plan A, there was a plan B in her mind. If we were struggling with one thing, she came through and she put this together. Some of the accomplishments we had this year that really worked well, she was kind of the leader in getting the matrix set up, which means that we had developed a very easy way. Instead of 3-ring binders this year for all the different day committees, we actually have it set to they can go on to the website and the Google Sheets, and actually we can see what's going on. And she kind of helped implement all of that, and it really smoothed things up and made things so much easier this year. We could tell what people were doing, where they're at with things, and just made things so much more smoothly. And she was a great part of getting that all put together. One word to describe Sarah's in the chair, I would say, is devoted. As I mentioned, she's spent a lot of time not only being the chair of the leadership committee, but she's been part of the steering committee for many years. And even to this day, now that she's done being a chair, she still reaches out to me and she asks me if we're all good to go for our kickoff, which starts tomorrow. And she's just wants to stay part of it. She wants to make sure that it's successful. So she's definitely devoting her time to make sure that we're successful.
I'm Dennis Host with Coburn's, and I'm here today to talk about the Marketing Committee Chair, Rachel Sogi from Icon Graphics. My experience in working with Rachel has been nothing short of amazing. She is dynamic, she's energetic, she's always organized, she's a big visionary, she has great ideas, she's enthusiastic about the work, and always kind of comes to it from the chamber being a client of hers. She runs her own agency, and so she's very thoughtful about how she kind of approaches the work that we've pulled together. And she's been a great leader in a lot of great initiatives that we've worked on this past year. I love working with her. I would say probably one of our biggest accomplishments, or our biggest accomplishment as a group this past year, was all the research around and all the work around rewriting the chamber's mission and vision statement, and then all of the research around the branding for the What's Happening promotion. I'm going to break the mold here and come up with two. And the first one I would say would be grit. Rachel just has a gritty nature about her. She's a survivor. She is thoughtful. She is pragmatic. She works relentlessly and tirelessly to get it to the finish line. There is not an obstacle that comes in front of Rachel that she isn't able to kind of see around the bend to get past. She's incredibly optimistic. And I think that all just speaks to that just grit personality that she has within her. I would say the other word that I would use to describe her is just very committed. She is committed to the work of the chamber. She is committed to the work of her clients, but she really comes at it from the perspective of what is the end result that we need to get to, and she is committed through every step of the way to make sure that we get there.
Hi, I'm Ben with American National Bank, and I'm here today to talk about Next Chamber's Young Professionals Outgoing Chair, Allison Batts from St. Cloud Financial Credit Union. Working with Allison was awesome. She always had awesome networking ideas that we would plan in our planning committee, and it just made planning for the whole month just really easy. One of my favorite highlights of working with Allison was her speed networking idea. We went around the group and kind of paired up and did one-to-ones, quick one-to-ones, about 3 minutes. And it really helped us learn more about everyone in the group in a very timely fashion. I would say our biggest accomplishment was the name change from Next Chamber's Emerging Leader to Next Young Professionals. I think this helps a lot of people in Chamber to know kind of what group we kind of are. One word to describe Allison, I would say, is very detailed. using the Google Sheet to organize everything and have our topics that we're discussing on potential new ideas or next month meetings. Having that all organized in one place was very helpful.
Oh, hey. I'm Megan Flipson with Gate City Bank, and I'm here to talk about Brandon Voigt, the outgoing chair of the Sauk Rapids Executive Committee. My experience working with Brandon was fantastic. We really made a great partnership, with one of us taking the lead sometimes and the other taking the lead a different time, and we really just both have different strengths, so we made a really great pair. I would say one of the biggest highlights of working with Brandon is just how dedicated he is. He always wants to make sure everything and everybody succeeds, and he's willing to do what it takes to make that happen, which really makes it fortunate to be on the same committee as him. In the last year, under Brandon's leadership, our committee has been able to make lots of strides. I would say one of the biggest ones for us is meeting more regularly on a monthly basis to make sure everybody's on the same page and our meetings go smoothly. We've also been able to implement a Chamber Works section, which gives us the opportunity to hear more in-depth details. If I had to describe Brandon Voigt in one word, I would say determined. He's determined to make things happen.
I can do that too, Rachel. I'm Donna Rourke from Advantage Chiropractic, and I'm here today to talk about Brady DeGagna, the outgoing chair of the Top Hat Ambassadors. Brady is from the Boys and Girls Club of Central Minnesota. My experience working with Brady is that he was very detail-oriented, but also very compassionate, very open with the group. He really enjoyed being a Top Hat Ambassador, really enjoys being with the people, and really wants them to have the best experience on the committee. So he really did his best to make sure that our volunteers were taken care of first. Some of the highlights working with Brady is, he seems kind of quiet and kind of reserved, kind of laid back, but he does have a quick wit. So there are many times when you think you're only going to get a little bit of a chuckle, but he'll come back with something that's just a little bit out of the ordinary. Some of the accomplishments under Brady's leadership really was to make the group more cohesive, making it, again, the volunteers having fun within the other chamber community, and making sure that they felt appreciated. So many of the highlights, Brady brought a lot of that back into our group. One word that I would use to describe Brady is compassionate. I have seen his big heart encompass all of the multitasking he does. He does so many things for so many people. He's always bringing the heart, the compassion, making sure that people are well taken care of, heard, and appreciated.
Hi, I'm Travis Tice from Dick's Nuisance Animal Control. I'm here to talk about the outgoing chair of the Wade Park Chamber, Kelly Doss from the Great River Children's Museum. My experience working with Kelly was second to none. She's just a great leader, very professional. I learned a lot from her with just the way she conducts the meetings and everything like that. I couldn't ask for a better chair. Some of the highlights working with Kelly, like I said, luckily she picks up after me a little bit. She took care of me. I learned a lot, just like I said, the way she conducts herself in the meetings, all that stuff. And she's just always upbeat and outgoing. It was just a really great experience. Some of the accomplishments we had in the last year, was all, Kelly had a lot to do with it, keeping our membership up, our attendance, and just the way the meetings ran real smoothly. And everybody keeps coming back because we held such a great meeting and she was such a great leader. One word to describe Kelly, professional. Professional would be my word for Kelly.
My name is Guy. I'm with Switchboard, and I have the distinct honor of talking about my friend Laura Holtzheimer from CMMHC. She is the outgoing chair of the annual Chamber Celebration Committee. My experience working with Laura this past year was really, really great. She is really, really nice. She's like fun to work with. I think that everybody that I have met who has also worked with her also loves her. She's easy to be on a committee with because she works hard. She does what she says she's going to do, and it's just always fun. One of the highlights with working with Laura, you get to learn a lot about Taylor Swift. Even if you don't want to learn a lot about Taylor Swift, you get to learn a lot about Taylor Swift. I think that this year was a pretty big year for the annual Chamber celebration. We changed the name of our committee, which was the Star Celebration Committee, which is a big thing. There was a lot to do in relationship to that. We wanted to make sure that we kind of protected the integrity of what the good event was, but also kind of take it to a place that it's never been before. And she stewarded that, I think, in a really, really nice way. If I was gonna sum up Laura in one word, I think it would have to be fun. She makes, like I said, she makes everything just a blast. Fun to be on a committee with her, and she's really great.
Hello, my name is Matthew Odette, and I'm the owner of Stop Go Studio.
You know, a guy can't use the bathroom for like 5 minutes.
What?
Hello, my name is Matthew Odette, and I'm the owner of Stop Go Studio. I just want to thank you for the opportunity to allow us and our company to create these videos. It was a lot of fun talking individually with each speaker throughout the course of today. And honestly, just thank you for the opportunity. Chamber is a huge deal, and it's really important to utilize to be able to grow business from a really strong foundation. I also want to say a special thank you for Falcon National Bank for being accommodating for this beautiful space, as well as Emily Bertram and Laura Wagner, because without them, this wouldn't have been possible. Thank you very much, and on with the show.